Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanasraka Chakshurunmritam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to our Istanbul official YouTube channel. Today I am going to discuss 30th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, 11th canto. This chapter discusses the destruction of the Yadu dynasty in connection with the winding up of the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As we have discussed in the 6th chapter, all the demigods prayed to the Lord to leave this material world, because they have requested him to come to relieve the burden on earth, and the Lord has accomplished the task. That's why they prayed, and they gave their gratitude, gratefulness, and asked the Lord that he may quit this material world. So the Lord has said that yes, I will quit, I will go back, but I have some work, I have some task. That is the destruction of the Yadu dynasty. We have discussed it. There were 101 dynasties in this Yadu dynasty in which the Lord came. So we have already discussed how Samba criticized the sages. All other Yadu boys criticized, that is, they ridiculed the sages. They dressed Samba in a female person and asked whether son or daughter would come from her womb. So the sages said, being angry, that she will produce one musala, one iron club, which will destroy the Yadu dynasty. Thereafter, the boys became very much frightened and came back to from Pindarika Khetra to Dwaraka, and related all these aspects to the king Ugrasena. So Ugrasena, without informing Krishna, Lord Krishna, he arranged for the grinding of that iron club, and they all, this powder floated in the ocean of this Arabian Sea, and dust that place called Prabhaskitra. So the Lord will send these Jadavas there. They will fight among themselves and leave this world. Of course, there are so many mysteries on this point. We will discuss it. So after Sri Uddhava left for Badrika Asrama, Lord Sri Krishna, taking note of many bad omens, advised the Jadavas to abandon Dwaraka and go to Prabhasa. Just like the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, similarly the Lord rises in Mathura and sets in this Prabhasa, this western world, western place. On the bank of the Saraswati to perform Swasthayanam and other rituals for counteracting bad fortune. They followed his advice and went to Prabhasa. There they became absorbed in festivity, and by the illusory power of Lord Krishna, they became intoxicated with drinking liquor. And they gave so much charity to the Brahmanas and others. And they gave them food also. And after that, they drank this Samarasa, and they become drunken. And they fought among themselves. And thus, losing their intelligence, they quarreled among themselves and began killing one another until not a man was left alive. Lord Krishna and Balaram tried to dissuade them, but they didn't. They were not dissuaded. Of course, this is the Leela pastimes. All these demigods who were, these Jadavas who were destroyed in this Prabhasketra, are the demigods. We have already discussed it in 10th canto, first chapter, how the Lord said that I am going Vasudeva Guru Sakshat Bhagavan Purushapara Janishyati Tat Priyartham Samamatu Surasya. He has advised that I will be coming as the son of Vasudeva, and you, all the demigods along with your wives, take part in our Leelas. So all of them came, these demigods. Now the time came to go back to their heavenly planets. So it is stated in text 18, Dasara Vrishni Andhaka Bhoja Sattva Madhu Arbuda Mathura Surasana Visarjana Kukura Kuntasya Mithastu Jagnu Su Visrijya Sahudam. Some of the clans, some of the dynasties were discussed here, just like Dasara, Vrishni, Andhaka, Bhoja, Satvata, Madhu, Arbuda, Mathura, Surasana, Visarjana, Kukura and Kunti. So all of these dynasties came from Yadu. Actually, in fact, 101 dynasties were there. All of them are not mentioned here. So they fought among themselves and were killed. So in his purport, Siddhartha Swami says, Dasara Adaya Nava Tadat Vanseha 90 plants. Of course, some others say it is 101 plants. Anyway, afterwards, Baladeva went to the shore of the ocean and by the mystic strength of yoga gave up his body. Lord Balaram went back to his spiritual world. Seeing the disappearance of Baladeva, Lord Sri Krishna sat down silently upon the ground. Then a hunter named Jara, mistaking the sole of the Lord's left foot for a deer, pierced it with an arrow. That arrow, arrow is from that musala, that iron claw. I have already discussed it. So the hunter immediately understood his mistake and falling at the feet of the Lord Sri Krishna begged to be punished. In reply, Lord Krishna told the hunter that what he had done was actually according to his own desire. The Lord then sent the hunter to Vaikuntha. When Daruka, Krishna's chariot, arrived on the scene and saw Lord Krishna in that condition, he began to lament. Krishna told him that he should go to Dwaraka, inform the residents about the annihilation of the Yadu dynasty, and advise them all to leave Dwaraka for Indraprastha. Daruka obediently carried out his order. So there is one chapter left, that is 31 chapter, in which it will be said how the Lord went back to his spiritual world. The Lord. So in this way, Acharya says that just like the Lord's descent advent is described in details, but Lord's departure is not discussed in details because it is Kshovakaraka. It gives very much sorrow to the devotees. The devotees don't want to hear about the disappearance of the Lord. Of course, the Lord is always there. Even if he has disappeared, still then he is there. And especially we have discussed that the Lord's pastimes, the Lord is now in Padma Purana it is said that when he disappeared from this material world, he descended into this Bhagavatam ocean. It is described in Padma Purana. So there is a question by the sages in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter. Krishna Sadam Bhagate Dharma Jnana Divisa Karunashtadusami. In that, this is the answer. The question is, Bruhi Yogeshwara Krishna Brahmani Dharma Brahmani Swankasta Adhanupeti Dharma Ka Saranangata. This is the question of Sonaka to Sutta Goswami. That Lord went back to the spiritual world with all his assets, Dharma Jnana Divisaha, Karunashtadusha. Now in this age of Kali, people do not know what path to follow. So, dharma ka saranagata, now whose shelter this religion has taken? Dharma ka saranagata. So, in answer, Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, third chapter, Sutta Goswami says, Krishna Sadhama Bhagate Dharma Jnana Divisa, the Lord has left this material world with all his religion, knowledge, etc., all his energies. Karo Nasta Dasa, in this age of Kali, people do not know what path to follow, like darkness. But Esa Purana ko Dunodita, but this Purana, this Bhagavad Purana, is like sun, Arka, Adhuna Udita, in this Kali Yuga, it has arisen, this Bhagavatam. It is not different from the Lord. So we are discussing this Bhagavatam. We have already completed 10th canto, and and one chapter left for 11th canto, and the rest of the 9 cantos we will discuss. And thank you for listening to our discourses. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like our channel, and get the blessings of the Lord. Hare Krishna.